Hola, hola, muy buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están? Creo que se la están pasando bien este lunes. Me gustaría poder encontrar los juegos de pirotecnicos, pero creo que desde aquí no se ven ahorita. Bueno. Oh, it is Jengo. It's always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. But hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Ulda during the Rising celebration. However, the appointment hour has come and gone, but I have seen neither hire nor heard of him. I have checked at the likely places in the city, but not avail. And I'm beginning to worry. If it's not in too much trouble, may I ask you to help me to find him? I injured that. No, my brother is a Yotoxin by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something that he had experienced since he was little. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him or if not crossing paths. Ah, mira. Not only did you meet him, but you helped him in his way to say, what an amazing coincidence. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you will know where he is now. He isn't in the city, though chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us recommend the entrance to the tavern. It's a major. How may I see you? Oh, Nagi, I understand he is doing some work for the Water Minister. I dare say his claim can point you in the right direction. If you can track the man down, that is, I'm afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present. Okay. Something you need? Oh, Nagi, I know the sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but that last I saw him taking on some delivery work. He's a cautious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with two bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but to worry. Something I can do for you, adventurer? If you have been with Bran, then stack it quickly. This gas has led to follow the incidents to investigate for the Harbor Herald. I see. With apologies, I haven't seen him this Nagi. As a matter of fact, I have rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Why? Just earlier I was interviewing with the ever enigmatic Water Minstrel, who's got another unusual adventure in the offing. The Nether Forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend you to go and see the man. He is at the Gold Court over the steps of Tal. It appears Nagi is carrying off some word for the Water Minstrel. If you talk to the man at the Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. Okay? Nago, me suena Nago, creo que es el aventurero con el que haces el año pasado. Ah, my dear friend, what a pleasant surprise it is. I thought you had been keeping well. No then. How might this Mr. be of service? So, Nagi's sister wished to find him. Indeed, I have entrusted him with a task and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this racing celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called the Little Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Now, in order to collect missives from Hulda, I have dispatched a chocobo carriage. Nagi is escorting said carriage. When he contacted me Limperlo a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the Wood on their way back to Hulda. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I know not what is causing the delay. Would not I trouble to look for them? I would go myself, except I am not here present. I'm truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Black Bruce Station, so perhaps you could take your search that area. I pray that nothing has befallen them. Ah, mira, desde aquí sí se ven. There you are. Were you able to learn out of Nagi? Escorting a carriage for the Mistral? So that's way of it. I suggest let us take ourselves to Black Bruce Station and try searching in the main city. Jengo, no sooner I did realize this man came running out of breath. But an adventurer tended to have. It's the bandits from Quiberon Mans. They have fallen on a chocobo carriage over the clutch. The carriage only had one guard and he was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. That has to be Nagi. With me, Jengo. There is no end to them. We have you now, you stubborn little shite. And no, leave my little brother alone, or 12 was as witness you receive such a thrashing as you have ever known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is. Debe ser rudo. That's no ordinary man. Retreat. Are you alright, Nagi? Sister, and Jengo too? That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. How you, how have you been, Nagi? You remember? I have been well, more than well. I'm sorry, I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at you once back in the city. I must say I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Jengo. He helped me when I first... Ah, sí, ya decía yo que conocía el nombre. He helped me when I first arrived at Ulda. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task, he kindly showed me the ropes. Now, I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon, that's just incredible. I still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want my sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? But first things first. Brendan and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Ulda. Let us head back as well. I had a mind to pay the Mistral a visit in any case. Welcome back, my friends. Pleased I am to see that Nagi is safe and well. Rising attendants from the inform me how they have all the letters. Rising attendants inform me now they all have the letters. With this we may proceed with the leather forest as planned. Thank you, Nagi. I'm so sorry I let you see. Well, for Jengo, there is no telling that what might have become of to the letters, and then in the end I was utterly useless. So that's how it happened. As Nagi's client, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you were far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriers until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so. Well, Jengo didn't need to rely on anyone. So, no, he drove off the bandits with nearly more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to him. Bueno, Nagi, es que pues ya... Yo ya fui a los confines del universo. Tú todavía estás aquí cerquita. Todavía eres local. Like him, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be a adventurer worth his salt. Without help. Tell me, Nagi, all this time have you been working alone? Even for dangerous tasks? That's right, a worthy adventurer doesn't rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle things by myself. I see. If that's what you believe, then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to old village and start over. What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. I'm working so hard to succeed, prove to you that I have what it takes, but now... You have developed a grave misconception. Until you recognize what it is, I can't, in good conscience, approve your calling. If you can accept this, if you wish to remain adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this path. Alright, sister, I'll think on this. I'm sorry you had to see that, Jengo. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants my brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he is like to die somewhere out there, and even if he manages to stay alive, he will only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of our way to be gentle with dressing wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters, instead he obsesses about gaining my approval and compares him to others. It's true with all, no matter what Nagi wants to do. It is my intent to support him. It's his life after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly and watch. Don't thought I am too impossible to my brother have fun. His answer, may I trouble you to keep an eye on him? Please take it as a request from... Please take it as a request from me as well. Ever as an adventure been dangerous, it is more dangerous still for one who spawns help. Like P, I do not wish for Nagi to continue on his current path. As a fellow adventurer, please help him find a better way. Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weaver's Guild, but I will see you again anon. Will you excuse me? Nagi says he set off his way, so you may find him in the Sapphire Adventure Exchange. We leave him in your capable hands, my friend. What is it, Jengo? What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister right me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kippy has looked after me since I was no more than 10. After her parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her word took her to various places. From her I heard tales about adventurers and came to admire them. Upon learning the full extent of impending calamity, she took us to to a village in the mountains where our aunt lived. These desperate times like it's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope. She used to say, and I believe she had wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others, that I'm a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can understand what's wrong with that. Well, when it does, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers but are familiar with them. Who in that could fit that description? Of course, who else would Miss Momodi? In her capacity as guild representative, she is going to have some valuable insights. I see her out at once. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was nervous back then, but now this place feels like a second home. And I come all the time for crumpets. They make them so springy and serve then drawing in butter and honey. So sorry, no isn't time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Well now, if it isn't Jengo and Nagi, to what I owe the pleasure of both your companies today. I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter. The misconceptions you have developed about being an adventurer. That's an interesting one, I have to admit. Try as I might to figure out, I keep going around in circles. I thought you might be able to offer some insights. This is just a good feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister is trying to say. Tell me, Nagi, suppose you fail your sister's approval, will you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it be all become meaningless? From this here corner, I have indeed seen of many an adventurer, each and everyone unique, with dreams and destinations all their own. When in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking upon their journey. Jengo, will you mind telling us why you chose an adventure in life? To see the world. Ese va más en línea con lo que es el Traveler. Ve, les he hecho estos dos. Secreto. Nah, I wanted to see the world. Hehe, how very like you. Keep a reason close to your heart now, you hear? And you, Nagi, what inspired you to become an adventurer? It's simple, really. I heard about adventurers from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. Then isn't that enough? Your sister approval or not, you have a reason on your own. By the 12, I see now. At some point my desire to prove myself to Kippy had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. That's the misconception Kippy wanted me to recognize. What a fool I had been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind, but it's got nothing to do with why you are an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough from me today. I have said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for helping me realize, Miss Momondi. Enough of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy. Doing what you do. Thank you to Jengo for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to keep it now. I'm not out I am trouble you again. There's something else I like your help with. You see, that of the letters we collected in Nimsalminsa, there was one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. Another letter should have been misplaced in the gold court. I want to show it to my sister, and I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minster. Now welcome back. Did I hope you were able to find the answer? Yes, I'm happy to say. Miss Modi helped me to come to realization, and when I got to speak with my sister, I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. Does it have any distinguished characteristics? As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Very well, let us all search together. The more easy to find it. Esteemed adventurer, should you chance to read this letter, I pray it finds you well. Much time has passed since you helped us to rebuild the wake of a terrible disaster, but we still remember you most fondly. Our lives will continue to be hard, and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we have regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are bringing to return to faces. The morrow will be brighter than today. This we dare to believe now thanks to you, and should you yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same. While he contains a ring a bell, this letter wasn't written by explorers, nor those silver dragon or chocobo. This is Mrs. Nagy looking for. As someone shared with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our efforts. Some folk have expressed concern that an increase of visitors will see corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining. Soldiers like yourself are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we are not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus, I have this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who stepped to fill the void. Fear not so new adventurers, as traveling merchants I have my fair share of happier encounters, but sharing a carriage with you stands out above them all. For you see, I went to sell veritable crate loads on the ring I gave you, and turned enough of a profit to buoy my own carriage. You share with me your adventurous luck, and I count my blessings every day. No matter where I go, I often hear tales of your exploits, and it makes me inordinately proud to have met you. Till we meet again, my friend, I pray you your continued safety and success. Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake up to the sound of your song and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlight, as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now, in hopes of recruiting much like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you all share in my desire to make the uncharted charted, then I invite you to seek me out at the Running Ranch in Nimsalominsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. No look over here so far. How about you? A blue chocobo? Yes, this is the one. All that is left is to talk to Tippy. Do you know where she is? She went to the Weaver's Guild, saying she had business there. Perhaps she's buying clothes. At any rate, I looked for her there. Thank you. What if I might trouble you to accompany Nike? Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange. Are you too, Jengo? I must confess, I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence. Oh dear, you came to find me? My apologies for taking so long. So, Nagi, were you able to find the answer? To begin with, I want you to look at this. An explorer is assembling an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting. In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others, but part of me really wanted to be part of the expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone. So I have decided that I will answer the invitation. Then this means you have given up on trying to do everything alone? I have want to prove you that I'm capable, that I'm no longer a burden, and in my obsession I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and learn a helping hand to those I met. That's what drives me, and I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Momodi and Jengo. And whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Do you remember what you once told me, Nagi, shortly before the calamity struck? Did you interview adventurers again today? What are they like? What kind of places they have been to? Heh, you never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. Well, that's a fun aspiration as any. Would you know any kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people, and then when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. For the boys to spoon held for one of my approval, I couldn't bear to see it, and in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardships, but you choose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shaken by expectation, be your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. So long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurous. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another, and I believe is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Jengo? An adventurer is never alone. Understood, Kippy. I won't ever forget this. Knowing you, I expect you are racing to answer the Explorer expedition in New Salominsa. You'll be taking the another ship, yes? In which case I shall give these garments to you now. I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better. For me? Thank you so much, sister. I must thank you too, Jengo. You are the kind of adventurer I admire, and I keep working hard to be like you. I couldn't have asked a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you have done for him. I look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. With that, we take our leave of you. Till next time. You see the siblings of, safe in the knowledge that all will be well, time to rejoin the wandering minstrel and relate to him the tale's happy conclusion. Aquí está. Ahorita regreso, ya se me acabó el agua. Muy bien, ya de regreso. Welcome back, my friend. To my major expression, I treat it all is well with Nagi and keep it. I see. Please, I am here to hear that. When we first met when we first set out on our journeys, this usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet, as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in haste of motives, causing us to lose insight of what truly matters. In such time, we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step. We will always find the strength to make to take the next. Nagi shall be fine, I am certain of it. My thanks for keeping an eye on him. These events have inspired a new verse in me, a verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds. These events have inspired to diverse in me a verse about dreams of those who seek new worlds, and the hopes of those who see them off. Y hora del viaje. Greetings, warrior of light. This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps or perhaps not. It's a pleasure to meet you again, as I have in the past. I have accompanied you here that I might express my gratitude. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I had the pleasure of meeting many an adventurer along the way. If truth be told, it wasn't always been easy. There are moments when I wonder why I must struggle so. Days when I tended to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, I always managed to carry on, and it stands to my wonderful comrades and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now, I must have seen regaled with tens of thousands of tales. You usually share with a smile, but even when it's with a frown, you tell me that you are still enjoying yourself. It is no exaggeration to say that I derive all of my driving force from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing would make me happier than if we could keep walking it together. As you make your own way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, the time has come for the vision to end, time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Mustang has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Ever since, one has left an indelible mark upon it. Together, we have built this world, and this is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come. So please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Other sir, Nagi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippy will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you will lend me an ear, I will dedicate these verses to your future. By morning light the journey starts, a thrill of hope within our hearts, unwesterly mind to river song, into the world where we belong. Both fields of white and azure sky, sometimes a storm a crimson fire, jewels a glitter on pitch black veil. A new day dawns, so goes the tale. My eternal wine we carry on, boldly towards a golden norm, with men rise against stars, shining our steps both near and far. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see. There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet, come what may, I bid you never forget this, the bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you make to leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness. We memories shared yet all around us one river the frontiers unknown, thank you for 10 years. You now have access to the leather forest at the cook court. Speak with the tender station there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kupo Kupo adventure minigame on the Steps of Land. Speak with Honora at the Ruby Road exchange to play. This alone of the minigames may also play opening the toy chest in the room. In the ink room. A ver. Greetings and welcome to Leather Forest. Display here are messages of gratitude and encouragement from which folder run over have anonymously written in consonant surprise with a few messages to adventurers. If you wish to pursue the letter, I should be pleased to guide you. Whee! Many have passed that we installed the message board on an unassuming state corner. To see it continue to be utilized by the adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well as a means to share information. For our humble part, we shall endeavor to maintain the board in good repair while bringing you news that may be of interest. With those wishes, a message board keeper. As a choreographist, my job is to create movements that convey specific emotions, such as dances performance or Mamet's adorable gesture. And so I have the honor of contributing my expertise to etiquette manuals. Movement cannot be tightly preserved in the manner that artworks such as paintings can. From the mesmerizing flutter of fabric to the inviting springiness of blues, it all passes by an instant. In light of this, if one of my steps flourishes to occupy place in your memory, then nothing will make me happier. Loving yours, a humble choreographist. Ticket writer. One lazy afternoon, as I stood by the Eiffel Plaza, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time, greeting friends who were passing by, practicing new lemon dance, sitting on a bench and chatting, opening umbrellas when it began to rain, tucking into a loaf of bread when packaged. To the entire night, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work, and it warmed my heart. Dreaming on a way when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise, I shall continue to quest edify. Contribute yours, an etiquette manual writer. Dear adventurers, I am a theater set designer, and one who is said to have penchant for designing unusual props for the stage. From my labors of love, it thrilled me to discover how you ride to become little companions that follow you around, or even modes of transportation. To see my creations for the stage delight you of it, even the other ones, delights me in turn, and furthermore motivates me in my craft. In hope that I can continue to delight you all, my endeavor will create ever more interesting props. Yours in Whimsy, a teacher set designer. Creo que estas son cartas de algunos desarrolladores del juego. A letter from the festival committee member. Dear Adventurer, I am a festival committee member in charge of decorating cities during celebrations. While decorations are an often remarked part of events, some of you have noticed the little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowmen. And it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. As you continue your adventures, it is our hope that the festive ambience we create throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite. So, Meetfully yours, a festival committee member. Recently my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as part of the initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Yours is a long journey that what little we can do to ease your way, we gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect. Un artesano. You who are reading this letter, I bet you imagine the countless adventurers who call this world home. I dare say it isn't difficult to do so, for what is really as it stands. Yet we mustn't take it for granted, for what we have now is a combination of much hard work by full many souls. So for inclining your good self, adventurers breathe life into this world, each one of you giving rise and grandeur tale. And I hope you never forget this. Thank you for taking the time to cast your eyes over these words. Wherever your adventures may lead, may you find happiness. With more respect and nameless artisan. Lista. I first set foot in this land 10 years ago. Since then, I have had occasion to meet numerous fine adventurers like yourself. Many languages exist, and they sometimes act as a wall that divide us. This world, however, is a place where we might transcend that wall and come together in unity. Each and every day, you and yours find various ways to forge bonds. In so doing, you gain access to a new world as seen through different eyes. And that is what makes life endlessly fascinating. As you carry on adventurer, I pray that you will be blessed with many such enriching encounters. Yours in understanding and unity, a humble linguist. Ciudadano. Dear adventurer, during the calamity and for long time afterwards, there was nary I smiled to see upon faces. Now, however, I often see you and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm my heart. In my mind, you are symbols of the new era. No one can say what future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am resolute that somehow that it will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen. Director de teatro. I used to be an adventurer, but in the course of my travels I developed the urge to recreate for others the sense of marvel that I was experiencing. One thing led to another, and I eventually became a theater director. My role is to practice spectacular theater and nothing is more gratifying than to receive praise from the audience. For as long time to become, I hope to continue creating memorable adventures to share with everyone. Yours in imagination awardment, a humble theater director. un escriba de anuncios. As an advertising scribe, I create notices for events and products that you see posted to message boards. Such information isn't necessarily essential for adventuring, but I consider it job well done if people are aware of their options, and I keep striving to deliver information that may be of interest of adventurers. Thank you all for your kindness and compassion. Communicably yours, a humble and person scribe. In all things, it's nice to be able to make changes to better suit your taste, but by the same token, the more choices one has, the more difficult it is to decide what to do. We began posting guides on the message board as a way to answer questions from adventurers. Before we knew it, we had surpassed 200 items. We couldn't have kept it for so long without your invaluable feedback. It makes us truly happy when we hear that we could help solve your problems, even in some small way. Encouraged by your replies and driven by your requests, we'll keep working hard to serve you. Should you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We always appreciate hearing from you. Informatively yours, a humble guide. Un portero. All who set forth most invaluable pass through the entrance, and while most will not spare the place a second thought, we gatekeepers think of no else, day in and day out. Our solemn duty is to ensure that all adventurers can enter unhindered, and this entails keeping things in good repair and pesky fiends at bay. We are especially attentive when we throw open all entrances at once following large-scale maintenance work. Instead of the eager expressions you were as you said for anew, we will continue to perform our tasks the best of our ability. Vigilante yours, a humble gatekeeper. Right. A stirring story needs a formidable antagonist, one who stands in the protagonist's way and causes them sadness and suffering. When the heroes finally overcome that foe, they will know a joy that is as sweet as their struggles were bitter. Those who share in that joy will go on to become friends true, their bonds transcending age, station, and nations. In order to create such depressing lows and soaring heights, I will try to conceive a more compelling antagonist. Dramatically yours, a humble playwright. As someone who composes music for the stage, nothing pleases me more than to hear that you are moved by my work. I am so humbled to receive your words of appreciation for the concerts we hold and the orchestral roles we release. You are my motivation, spurring me to continue composing music that brings the story to life. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, just in the melody, a humble theater composer. some designer. From swords slashing to armor clinking, from wither running or leaves rustling, I have the pleasure of recreating for the stage the various sounds that can be heard out in the world. It is a challenge and a challenge and a thrill to produce these songs, and we draw inspiration from knowledge that they heard and appreciated by many. However, the sounds of a play isn't limited which we ourselves create. No, they also encompass those made by the audience and the players. It is a collaboration between us, a joint performance, and it is my hope that we can continue filling the world with songs together. Acoustic, you're a humble theater sound designer. I am but a faceless adventurer, one of those who have been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently menacing towers appeared across the land, in which the take of which frightening phenomena broke out, the final days or so such. I don't know how you are fared during that time, but the truth to be told, I was little overwhelmed. It was a little overwhelming for me. Gods, Gods know I struggle to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I have wanted to give up, to turn away from everything and everyone. But every time there has been something that has saved me. Be it an awe-inspiring view of any stranger, something has given me the strength to take another step. So what made I intend to carry on as far my path leads. I will surrender, and I'll pray that never will do. Using perseverance, a faithless adventurer. Vaya. Pues ya debe dar nothing. The determined settles your jaw, the dynamic presence as you are ever ready to leap into action. There is no mistake, you are an adventurer and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Los Sax Levelio? Of course. Of course you are. Forgive me for my suddenness. I am Nanashi Nonoji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his moments leading up to the calamity, and to that end I have requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as tactician, you see. So he thought there ought to be someone in the Eorzean Alliance tactician, you see, someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I worried whether I'd be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you are doubtless used to dealing with people, thus I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It will be tremendously useful to simply have you watching on. And if you are amenable, afterwards I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator. So please, when you help me with my biography, are the memories of the calamity may be preserved for future generations? I endure death. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Draybon in Erzentanarán. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Primero voy a cancelar este quest. De nuevo. Quiero sacar de ahí. Ok, ahora sí vámonos a Draybon. There you are. To explain why we are here. Oh, but I haven't asked you your name. Why am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Jengo Gonar. Jengo Gonar? The Jengo Gonar, champion of the Orsia? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. When such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I have arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. As there's still time, however, I thought we'd pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. I come from a small village near the Cartino Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed a fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spared it little thought. But when you have lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was safe. That's why I wish to know more about Losua, by learning about his past in Eorzea's salvation. I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. It's difficult to define exactly when the Seventh Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to Empire's major project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. It was the year 1562 of the Sixth Astral Era, seeking to combat the Imperial threat. Losua founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. Through its members, the Archons of Sharlayan, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of grand companies in the three city-states, the Immortal Frames, the other Twin Nether, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Losua himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we are due to meet is the contact from the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Losua assistance for a mission. The meeting place is High Bridge, to the northeast. Is more or less time now, so let's make our way there. Creo que va a ser más fácil con G-Post, a ver. Cuatro. You're the one who seen an interview. I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanaji Nonoji, the writer who made the request, and Jengo is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like me, I hold Lisboa in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holy Nobri is always glad to oblige. Without further ado, then let us begin. My understanding is that you had dealings with Lisboa during your. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalamud began turning red that Lisboa first appeared. It began with the word that an elderly Ellison man had gone to Gridania who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. It should be told, at first we didn't think much of Lisboa, only that he was the leader of scholars who studied peculiar prophecies, but when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Lisboa had opened the way into Ifrit's domain, and by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory. It was reported that countless charred corpses lay strewn in the wall of embers. Now the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Nile Bandarnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurers that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that the Lamud would soon fall and cleanse the land. And that was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So Tansluswa, you came to be aware of the Meteor project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. As you say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For a blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garland defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed that the details of the project that it utilized a transmission tower to pluck the Lamud from the heavens, all for the purpose of purging savages from the realm. Could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited than I am. If you are interested, I will be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well, I will send word to the others next. If you will take yourselves to Apkalu Falls, I will arrange for a meeting there. To those who plans to help us, I can't say how grateful I am. Do not mention it. As I say, I hold this Swa in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing will please me more than for him to be remembered. Yes, well, it's past time to return to Ulda. I pray that the coming interview bears you fruit. The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Luswa. And thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned. Voy a comprar unas cosas en Ulda que se me olvidó comprar. Si no las compro ahorita se me va a olvidar para siempre. Haciéndome. Mira, si no tengo estos. A ver qué onda con este jueguito. Qué poquito. Uy, ya estoy en Pokémon. Ah, no, mira. Uy. Ya me estaba preocupando. mira la ilustración. Bueno, estuvo divertido. Ok, vamos a gritarle. So this is Apical Falls. The conspicuous lack of creatures aside, is quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we are to meet should be alone shortly. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Luswar, and who should one of them be the Captain Godnar? Well met, I am Lieutenant Cyro Fluke of the Order of the Twin Adder. Nanaji Nonoji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with us. Think nothing of it. I must say though that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Luswa spent much time in rumination here in days before the calamity. We Guardians ransom was reserved by nature. At first the citizens kept their distance. But in time, people warmed to him. He personally lent an ear to their troubles, healing hordes and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those who might possibly say is not wisdom, it is indolence. Luswa spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Charlayan sage, and I recall myself very moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor's project, the hamlet of Corrymill was attacked by the Primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the Primal, but we were not alone. Through some mediation, we had the support of not only our sister grand companies, but capable adventurers of the realm oversights. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feeder, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they fell the fearsome Bane. upon her defeat. However, the primal dispersed ether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the red moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seers saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal: the formal reformation of the Orcian Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and then they were loath to do aught that would place them at disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that a lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands, that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Orcian Alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. And at the same juncture, Rousseau was asked to join the Alliance as strategician, and in that capacity he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So although he was at first treated with wariness, Rousseau earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to enduring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we would have perished divided. We owe Luswa a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. With that tale, I would recommend you seek out another, a decorated soldier who actually took part in the operation. Although the Helmeted Warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale with her experience. Shall I send her words on behalf? We'd be duly grateful. Very well. If you will take yourselves to Milestone Command in Nimsa, I shall see if that she knows to expect you. With that, as I take my leave, I pray the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I had dared to hope. It seems Luswa had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insights into his character, and I'm eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Lim Salominsa. Está interesante que si eres de Twin Adder, le hace el saludo de Twin Adder. Y si no eres de Twin Adder, seguramente lo que haces es un saludo normalilla. No esperaba esa música aquí. And there it is, Maelstrom comienza within. Jengo, ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be Nanaji. Rashagri, Ricky, at your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed, I'm penning a biography of the Archon du Soir, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You are very welcome. I would be glad to assist even if it wasn't request from Lieutenant Fulk. Now then, to continue where he left off, it was shortly after the Earthian Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum, before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through its defense and destroy the transmitter that our three nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Luswa proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew Garlean's attention, with all our siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as it were yesterday. Though we met with fierce resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. And when the messenger arrived bearing word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, we would not have been an Operation Argon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings, for to we destroyed the transmitter, Nael Badarnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as Bandarus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. At length, they located him in Coerthas and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading the formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light. Although no records remain of the fierce encounter, one thing is certain about the conclusion: Naval Bandarnus was brought low. As you know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Luswa and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. In a last-ditch bid to prevent the Ran's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Earthen Alliance to secure the Carteno Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple task, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cartenu what it was necessary in order to perform ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. So it was that the Battle of Cartenu was joined, and as I said, you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the elder primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. And though all bore witness as Luswa initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards, neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted the memories of the calamity. But people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know anyone that was near Luswa during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop the rise for the ritual while I was a good distance away from the front lines. My apologies. No, please don't apologize. You have shared wealth of information and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you are satisfied, then so I am. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Well, if you are satisfied... Now I have a grasp of events leading up to the calamity, and yet... Oh, forgive me, I was deep in thought in no small part due to your help. I have managed to learn a great deal. But there is still more that I wish to know. May I trouble you to accompany me to a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. You continue accompanying me then? Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Rolling Bridge to discuss our next move. Our research proceeds apace so far. We have even learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you have heard from our interviews, what is your opinion of Joshua? He's an exceptional leader. I agree. He possessed great leadership. If not, he couldn't have established the framework to realize his plans, no matter how brilliant they may have been. What struck me was how grateful the interviewees were to Lusua for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary for our survival. Yet, in knowing this, I can't help but wonder in his capacity as a surgeon. It seemed to me that he had done more than enough by devising a plan and facilitating its execution. He went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual, perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it what compelled Lusua to go to Carteno? And what went through his mind as the battlefield unfolded? In order to do this biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. If Lusua had people near him at the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments, words that could provide some insights, but where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry friends, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Just happens I know a bloke, a Sir Ramon Lusua guard at Fortuna. Oh, truly? You know someone who was with him? Aye, as far as I'm aware, there was keeping the fact secret just for good measure. Why you want to speak with him? Lusua's biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the blog will be willing to cooperate. Orn Ginkums is name, and he was lieutenant of the Maelstrom after the calamity. A turn to adventurer so as a greater heir to the homophone. A Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. We was keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Orn dropped it the other day, he said he had business in Moravi dry docks. If you're lucky, might be as is still there. Understood. We are on your debt. We can let this chance pass us by, Jengo. Let us take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Right, where could Orn be? In hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but well, nothing for it to make inquiries. Let's split up and for the task and meet again here. For an old Winkung, you say? I don't know anyone by the name Alfred. I did well by an unfamiliar fellow just now. Well over the mark of the spinner. He had a float in his hair, so he can manage. As it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. I'm sorry, but I only just started helping out here. I'm still in roll customer names. I could say if this person you are after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He brought an email a Lily that we are currently trying. Okay. There you are, Jengo. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who could be Orn brought an Emilia Lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. Begging your pardon, sir, but you are Lieutenant Orlicum. I haven't been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? Apparently this is a student, but so you're writing Lisa's biography. I want to hear by my account as someone who was near on hand at Carteno. There must be a reason that you are here too, Warlord like who led us the victory on Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Talamud was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand, but when the Imperials deployed their Magitech armor, all ranks were thrown into disarray. Those charged with protecting Luswa like me could only watch the carnage from afar. And though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventure contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. But the real tragedy was that followed as Dalamud hurtled towards us. It began shredding fragments of itself before it finally burst open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men and Magitech armor alike were ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You have done enough, Los Atolos. Now fly and save yourselves. But like my fellow wards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't charge into battle beside my comrades. At the very least, I will do my duty here to protect Luswag to the last. But upon seeing us standing there, not making to move, Luswag smiled and spoke to us. If you will give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for the others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Luswag bid. No matter what, I would survive, and so together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Luswag. In the next instant, he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Luswag final moment. Amidst that light he looked to be smiling. And he was thinking in that moment I couldn't say. But one thing is certain, we all of us are alive thanks to him. Following the calamity, it was reported that Luswa had defeated Bahamut and set about Land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we have learned has reaffirmed my beliefs, Jengo. The belief that Luswa was not an all-powerful cyborg, one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But the man never forsook Eorzea, no. He stood for this realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls and saved him from becoming scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought and at the cost of his life paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do in return to help is to tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I have found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope will so preserve shall ever burn bright. Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experience with us. 9. This I who owes you thanks for giving the chance to share those swag words. All these years I had avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it will not to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography, it is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Ciao. In my list, the symbol of Sage Passage. As Lesfa stood there in Carteneau, I wondered if he, like was, prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for and more. Come, let's return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you at Ul'dah at the Hall of Flames. Eso se escuchó medio cacofónico, mucho. Como que Ulda está muy cerca de Ulda en ese texto. There you are. I ended the trouble you longer than I had intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. While I still have my questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel told that I have attained a measure of closure. Lucifer fought simply as one of us, and he made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I have come to realize and appreciate thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you your thoughts on something. According to Ornus, smiled at his final moment, as he was enveloped in light. What do you imagine he held in his mind? The man can travel for a future. I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I will be certain to remember your words. Well, so it is time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. Uy. Pues sí estuvo larguito el quest. Bueno, también creo que se sintió más largo porque lo estuve leyendo. Vamos a ver qué tienen estos frames. No. Aquí dice. Green spinners. Es el difuminado este. Ok. Pues yo creo que eso va a ser todo por esta noche. En 20 minutos no hay mucho que pueda añadir a menos que me ponga a jugar. En el minijuego. Ay, bueno, vamos a dejarlo hasta ahí por esta noche. Nos vemos mañana. Mañana va a ser ya de grinding porque es reset. Y pues eso va a ser todo por esta noche. Gracias por la compañía y nos vemos mañana con más Final Fantasy. Se cuidan, muy buenas noches. Chao.